Here's the starting grid for today's race in Spa-Francorchamps. We've got a 1-2 from Waveline Ludwig starting from pole once more, Aussie starting from second. Then we have Figo starting from third, followed by McDonald's driver Ugran starting fourth, Jay Hatch starts fifth, Ricky starts sixth, Yoa Spinador starts seventh, Onobla starts eighth. The two Aryans, Laurent and Maloku, start ninth and 10th. Let's get straight into the Belgian Grand Prix. Hello and welcome to Formula League Season 2 Round 7. We're here in Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix, and we're underway with that Waveline 1-2 and Figo close behind. We've only got 10 drivers here today, not a lot of drivers enjoying the Belgian circuit. But it's a great start for the Wavelines already in that rocket ship, looking to just drive away. And Figo, well, he started in the mediums compared to their softs, so that will definitely also be costing them a bit of pace. Ugran and Hatch fighting for P4. Then we have Laurent, Maloku, the two Aryans up into 6th and 7th, I believe. Memes right themselves. Yoa in 8th, Onobla in 9th currently, and Ricky in 10th. But it's been a solid start for the Wavelines. Aussie now takes over the lead from Ludwig. Faster lap in that first lap. Ugran and Hatch are past Figo currently. Ugran up in the podium position. Figo down the inside of Hatch. And now round the outside, and he keeps P4. He's going to look to challenge Ugran back for that P3 and try and hold on to that podium spot once he does so. But he's still got Hatch behind him, and they're going 3 wide. Ugran backs out. Figo and Hatch through the chicane. Figo hits a lot of grass. Hatch hits the wall. Hatch comes out better for where Laurent is now right on the back of this pack of 3 fighting for the podium position. So we've got 4 different teams potentially fighting for P3 as Ugran and Hatch are boosting their way away from Figo. Figo down the inside of Ugran, manages to hold on to that overtake. Hatch meanwhile is just running away in P3. Laurent and Ugran, oh my god, and they had a bit of a lag rocket there. And Laurent has lost a lot of time to that. He's now back with Maloka and Yoa. Meanwhile, Figo has caught up to Hatch and has gotten past him into P3, but Hatch is still fighting away at him right behind. The two Wavelines having a very, very calm race. They've got the best car, they've got the most practiced drivers, and oh my god, we just missed some sort of incident there between Figo and Hatch. Hatch deep into grass, now he's down into 5th. Figo's got Ugran on the back of him. Laurent once again catching up closer and closer to this pack. Yoa Spinador also getting closer to this pack. Maloka seems to have dropped off. He's now with Onobla and Ricky in a pack for P8. Figo meanwhile looks to be running away. Ugran makes a mistake on the chicane as well. That costs him and Hatch time. He's a little twitchy as well. We're actively monitoring that. Laurent and Yoa still trying to close down on him. Ludwig currently has the fastest lap of the race at 41.63. The qualifying pole position time was a 41.35 from him. It will be interesting to see if the Wavelines can replicate that in this race. They don't have anyone to fight but themselves, and they're currently just trying to extend that lead as much as possible instead of fighting. And we've got Figo, after that early chaos, seems to have ran away into P3 quite calmly as Hatch and Ugran fight behind Laurent and Yoa already on the back of them. Yoa boosting his way on the inside of Laurent, manages to get through, trying to use some more boost to catch up to Ugran, and Hatch is just behind them. TP reported from Onobla, I believe most likely Maloku. We'll take a note of that. Right now he's looking stable. But yeah, Figo has run away into P3 after that early chaos. You will probably be disappointed not to have challenged the Wavelines who had the faster tires at the start. Ludwig seems to have lost Aussie. Interesting enough, we've got this massive pack for P4. Maloku's by himself in P8. I've not noticed any teleports from him, so he's in the clear for now. Of course, he was closer to Nobla and Ricky earlier, so it might have been a teleport that caused those behind him some time. And look at this pack for P4. Laurent now leads Yoa, looking to just hold on behind them. Let's see. Got a ping in their driver radio voice chat. Oh, okay. Asking for stream. I can do that. There you go. Whether it'll be of high quality, that's who knows, but it is a pit stop from M. Ludwig, who's onto the hard tires on Nobla. I don't know what he's reporting there. Just silence. Maybe an issue with Ricky then? Maloka has caught up to the back of Yoa here in the Arian car. Ludwig on those hard tires is now behind Figo on the track in terms of track position. Not sure what's happened between Onobla and Ricky. Ozzy is now into the pits. He goes out onto medium tires and he overcuts Ludwig. He is actually... Well, Ludwig's undercut has not worked out on those hard tires. I believe this is the same gap they had before. Ricky is now into the pits, which promotes Onobla up to P9 temporarily. Ricky's onto the medium set of tires. Figo's still out on those mediums he started with. I wonder if we're going to see a lot of one-stop strategies here. Yoa was saying in the BAR garage earlier that one-stop mediums to hards looks very plausible here. Of course, the Wavelines with that car advantage have opted against it. Ricky, who also started on the softs, has clearly opted against it. Ugran has now opted against it. He's into the pits after 9 laps onto a set of soft tires. Nobla's really struggling on the tire wear. Ozzy meanwhile has caught up to the back of Figo, will be looking to try and overtake him, of course. Will have to be careful because Figo might pit any time. So you don't want to be going on the inside through the chicane as Ozzy looked to be trying to do. But now on turn 1 he's down the inside, and that was just silly maneuver from him because there was just no turning radius to be found there. And his impatience here might cost him some time. Figo just driving the racing line, doing fine at the moment. Ozzy down the inside here, and it does force Figo into grass a bit there. And I think there Figo forced Ludwig, or maybe got forced to force Ludwig off into the grass on the exit. It was very impatient move. Won't really affect the race by the end of it, I don't think. Figo is staying out. He is going for that one-stop strategy. He's still got Ludwig behind him, who'll be looking to try and get past, similar to Ozzy, and he just boosts his way past. Oh, maybe makes Figo touch grass there, unfortunately. But pretty straightforward. Another TP reported by Onobla. Gee, I don't know if that means glow. I'm confused. Glow. Right. It's not teleporting on my screen. That would probably partially explain the massive time loss Ben has despite not having pet. Figo is now finally into the pits for that one-stop strategy. Onto the hard tires. And yep, he's onto the hard tires. Yoa is still staying out on those medium tires. Interesting. Laurent's onto the mediums. He was onto the mediums a while back, so I think he's going for a two-stopper because he might have done two mediums then. I think Hatch is also on a one-stop here, and of course Nobla's on a one-stop. But we've got Ozzy and Ludwig still separated by about a second, mediums versus hards. Then we've got Figo looking to run away in P3. He's got better tires than those behind him. Got Ugran, Laurent, then we've got Maluku right now up to P6 as a result of Hatch having recently pit, and now Yoa having entered the pits onto the hard tires to go for a one-stop as well. Ricky will have to pit one more time. Nobla won't, but he is finding himself far behind the pack. Partially maybe because of the reported teleports, partially I think because of mistakes on the track. And of course also the car performance. That car is dreadful, so all the respect to him for driving the RTX Boeing car. Maybe Manbergo will remember he's a team owner and upgrade it sometime in the future. As it stands, quite dreadful performance from that car. On the other end of the scale obviously is the Waveline, and they're having a performance akin to Silverstone but with two drivers instead of one. Ludwig however has lost Aussie by a fair bit now over the last laps. Figo chilling in P3. Ugran currently in P4, but you'll have to pit one more time. I think Laurent will have to pit one more time to follow the two-tire compound rule. Maloku will probably have to pit one more time. Hatch won't, and he's 2 seconds behind Maloku, about 6 to 7 behind Ugran. So he's likely to jump back up to P4. Yoa's about 3 seconds behind Hatch in turn, so not sure where he will land, maybe P5. But will really depend on if those hards can make it on the final laps. Benno Nobla DNFs didn't want to stay out for those P10 points in the end. Ugran is into the pits onto a set of mediums now. Loku in between Laurent and Hatch. Hatch on fresh hards, catching him swiftly. Laurent ahead on slightly better mediums, also running away from Maloku's softs. Both the Wavelines are now into the pits, both of them out onto medium tires. This is their final stint, and Figo finds himself behind despite the one stop, which was quite predictable considering the gap in car performance, but still solid drive from him. Laurent is still on those medium tires. Maloku is now into the pits onto a set of mediums, and he comes out in 8th. Ricky is into the pits onto his final set, onto another set of mediums, and he's out in P9. He's just been lapped by Aussie and may get lapped by Ludwig very soon. So something to watch out there, if need be. He sees Ludwig, lets him pass. Brilliant blue flags from Ricky, and the Wavelines continue to race against each other. Figo in P3. Laurent still delaying that final pit stop, likely to go onto the softs to end it, to try and hold on to that P4, but Hatch is closing down rapidly on him, so he'll really have to put his trust in Soft's performance, especially since he's delaying it so much. Yoa also not too far behind. Ugran now on those mediums, trying to chase down Yoa and maybe chase down Ugran. Maloku, similar story here, but much further behind. Ricky holding on to a P9. Laurent is now into the pits. 8 laps to the end, he is indeed onto the softs. Hatch promoted up to P4, Yoa up to P5, Ugran undercuts up to P6. Laurent out ahead of Maloku on fresh soft tires. Will be looking to chase him down as much as he can in the remaining 8 laps, 7 laps nearly, considering we're in the middle of this 8th lap from the end. Other than that, still the gap between the two wave lines about the same as it has been throughout much of the race, between 1 to 2 seconds, dropping down potentially. Figo looking to try and catch up to Ricky, try and lap him as well, but the hards are starting to show signs of wear now. Hatch looking to hold onto this P4, Yoa onto this P5, and Ugran onto this P6, and Laurent doesn't seem to have gained too much time on that outlap just yet. It seems to be a 4-second gap, same as before. Maloku behind. Arians are currently driving 7th and 8th. It's a 1.5 second gap between the two wave lines, or thereabouts, and it just does not seem to be closing down or increasing that gap. Bishone, the Carpathians Peak team principal and a reserve driver, bit disappointed, of course. Ricky down in P9, but just really much the same. Maloku had 2 reported teleports from Onobla this race, none seen on camera, so nothing could be judged about that. Ludwig now with a little error there, went wide on the hairpin. I actually need to get the spa turn names up again. That hairpin is Bruxelles, however you say it. In case across La Source the wave lines go 4 laps left in this race. Figo has gone on to another set. He had a gap against the rest of the grid high enough to go onto a set of softs, maybe looking to try and get fastest lap. Gets very close there, 41.62 to Aussie's 41.55. Hatch still holding on to P5. Yoa has been catching up to him a bit. Ugran, his pack has been tightening. Laurent has managed to gain about 1.8 seconds compared to the 1 stoppers up ahead, and also to Ugran. But yeah, that Aussie Ludwig gap very interesting. Last lap Aussie was a 10th faster. No one's battling in a battling gap. So a few base battles. Laurent is catching up to Ugran slowly but surely. 43.10 last lap, which was 1.2 seconds faster for Ugran. His mediums are really showing signs of wear. That was slower than Yoa's hard lap time, which was a 43.4. It was just 0.3 slower than Laurent. Wave lines are closing down on each other in these final 2 laps. Maloku now letting them both lap. What about the Laurent to Ugran? The Laurent Ugran chase. Not much happening with that. Only 4 tenths gained on Ugran last lap. Yoa gained 4 tenths on Hatch, interestingly enough. Ludwig right behind Aussie, even. Going for Campus for Paul Frere. Over Blanchimont. Oh, I think Aussie's slowing down to try and give the win here to Ludwig. Drivers' Championship. Oh my god, they slowed down Maloka behind. And both of them were slowing down there as a sign of respect, but Ludwig wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Aussie in second. Figo will round off the podium. Did not manage to get that fastest lap, but definitely assured himself of that P3. Hatch will come round to a well-executed one stop, which sees him finish P4, Yoa P5, similarly with a one stop, and Laurent's late pit stop for softs was not enough. Ugran P6, Laurent P7, Maloku emergency reserve for Arian Era Racing will finish in P8, and B Reki on course right now will finish in P9. Onobla, the only DNF of the race. Quite a boring one. I think that's to be expected when you have the 7th race in the season and they've all still been dry. But yeah, that was definitely one of the races of all time. We can go straight to post-race interviews. M. Ludwig, if you're available for either a voice or a text interview. A win today, Aussie giving the win, but regardless, great performance from both the wave lines, a well-deserved 1-2 maximum points. What do you make of the car? What do you make of the track and the performance this week?
Yeah, I'm very happy about that result. For the team especially, we got maximum points possible, 1-2 fastest lap, pole position. And it was just a good race overall, nice pace battle. And yeah, Ozzy gave me the win at the end. He told me he would do that, I told him not to, but it's fine. 1-2, that's really all that matters.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know Ozzy's not the interviewing kind, but we've got Figo here. Well, solid P3. That start maybe a bit of a scare for you. You were stuck in that pack fighting for a bit, but eventually got the pace down. Ran away into P3. Probably the best you could do given the car performance gaps. What do you make of this week? Figo? Okay. We'll have a typed interview. And from Figo, he says, yeah, just a boring race really, I have no competition. The people behind me are just far too slow. The wave lines ahead are unbeatable, with a car a second a lap faster. I basically just coasted. We'll see how the car development goes, but yeah, just an okay race from me, really. Could have performed better, but once I lost 3 seconds from a lag spike near the start and wasted so much time fighting the others, there was no point pushing for anything. And I believe that is the conclusion of the Figo interview. Thank you very much. Unfortunate to hear about the lag spike. Hatch, I don't think we've got Hatch in the VC. We do have Yoa in the VC, either voice or text interview. Up to you, but yeah, give us your thoughts on the performance. P5 in the end, you had a bit of a struggle at the start, catching back up to the pack, then catching back up to the pack again, but you managed to make the one stop work. Just Hatch being you out with his one stop at the very end, just that little gap. But yeah, what do you make of today's performance? Says, a decent race. Got caught up in the pack at the start. Time moves at the wrong time. Thought I'd get Hatch, but he sustained the pace well. A little disappointed, but with 20 years, yeah, interesting race nonetheless. Fun little race. Side leaks rule! Exclamation mark. Thank you, Yoa. Ugran, he's not in the VC. Laurent also has a text interview. Said that ahead of time, which I appreciate. Tough race today after missing quali due to, shit happens. It was fun for first stint catching up to pack ahead and then battling for P4. Then stint 2 I made a lot of mistakes and lost a lot of time. I think one pitter was faster today, but I wish I knew it 30 minutes before. Makes sense there. Glow Maloku. P8 in the end today. Emergency reserve for Arian Era Racing, but I mean, from my perspective, I did not see a single teleport, a single lag the entire race. I think Ben reported to, but I could not see anything, so I think you were fine. And yeah, what do you make of the race? Oh, I think another text in for you. Okay. The car wasn't that bad, but did I lag? I mean, Ben reported that and I did TP, but I think I had a safe distance. But anyways, yeah, Arian should sacrifice some top speed and please upgrade those damn turn rate or some. Well, yeah, Ben reported 2 TPs. Ricky's now saying that he lagged a bit with him, but I think at least 50% of the video is me looking at him and he's not teleporting or lagging in the slightest. So that's just very weird. I don't know, but looked fine on my screen. Finally, Ricky P9. Solid points considering the low attendance. What do you make of your race today?
Yeah, bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Unless you want to say more, I thought that was the end of it.
I mean, the car isn't bad. But, yeah.
All right. Thank you, and that concludes the Belgian Grand Prix. We'll definitely remember this one by the end of the season. And next week, we're going over to Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix. It will be a home race for B. Ricky. And yeah, I think that's the only home race. That's the only home favorite we have on the grid. So, see you next week, and goodbye.